The Second Wind Sports Media and DMV Boxing Legend would like to introduce to you our new sponsor. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, El Paso Mexican Restaurant, located at 6151 Richmond Highway, Alexandria, Virginia. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, we have El Paso Mexican Restaurant. Also, if you're looking to pregame every fight night, amateur or pros, come out to El Paso Restaurant. They will guarantee you a discount. All you have to do is say you that DMV Boxing Legend and the Second Wind Sports Media sent you, you will get a discount.
Get ready for the Beltway Boxing Extravaganza on September 14th at the Sports and Learning Complex in Landover, Maryland. Witness talented amateur boxers in action, showcasing their skills and passion in the ring. Doors open at 4 p.m. with the first bout at 5 p.m. Special guest appearances by local talent. Don't miss this electrifying event. Reserve your seats now and be part of a night filled with excitement and unforgettable moments. Contact Special Touch Promotions at www.beltwayboxing.com.
Welcome to the Second Wind Sports Media. I'm your host, Rashid Hammond. And today we have a very special guest in the building, ladies and gentlemen. We have no other than Coach Jay of Special Touch Promotions. How's it going, brother?
Man, it's a blessing, brother. It's a blessing. Thank you for the introduction. It's a blessing to be here, brother.
Listen, brother, I just wanted to this is what I do every time I get on here, man. I always give flowers immediately.
Okay.
As my good brother Paul reached out to me, man, and asked me to help, promote and push the event on the page, man. As I'm watching, man, I've been doing plenty of boxing matches and been hosting and been having people on our show and on the platform. Brother, you move better than some of these professional promoters that's out here today. I'm very impressed on how you're really, and I'm in the promotion business as far as like entertainment and things of that nature. So I know a seasoned professional promoter when I see one, brother.
Yeah.
You going all in, man. You getting that thing on radio. You getting it on here. You getting it on multiple different platforms. I see it even on social media, doing its advertisement, etc. Hey, you keep doing this, brother. You're gonna really have some things for this area, man. And I just wanted to share that light to you, brother. What inspired you to create the Beltway Boxing Extravaganza?
The inspiration, and I thank you, brother. I really highly appreciate everything that you said. That's a blessing that you feel that way, and I highly appreciate that. And the inspiration for a Beltway boxing, the Beltway boxing promotion and things that extravaganza that we have going on, just came through the long history of seeing what goes on in our DMV area. With my mate, we ultimately came up with wanting to do something to help the youth in our area when it came to boxing all the way around the board, because we have a lot in this area. We have a lot of individual talent, brother, a lot,
Yes.
and being in this world, like if it was any other profession that I would have been in, hopefully, God willing, I would have been driven to display and help those individuals in that world too. But for, God bless me being in the world of boxing, and
Right.
in this world, the inspiration came through what we see, what we hear, wanting to just overall help.
How long has this event been running, man? Is this the first time you're doing this, or you've been doing this before in the past?
Well, believe it or not, brother, this individual event is this is our first one together as a team, brother.
Okay.
I've done a few events alone, yet
Okay.
this is the most significant because I was able to establish a team of individual people, all like-minded, from a president to an administrator, and God just blessed us to move very powerful.
Yes, indeed, brother. How many participants are you expecting to be in this? How many participants are you expecting this year?
You mean in regards to events or
Yeah,
participants?
in the event, how many fighters will you be having on this card that's coming up?
Oh, this individual card, I'm telling these guys, they're gonna see about 15 to 16 of the most spectacular fights, brother. I mean, not even exaggerating. These kids are gonna come and lay it on the line in this place, and it's for the love of the sport, which is the blessing. So we're gonna have about 16 of some of the most dynamic fights that potentially can be produced by these kids.
Man, can you tell us about some of the standout amateurs boxers that's participating in this event coming up this on the 14th?
Okay, I can speak specifically on a few, honestly, that are on this flyer. You have, and you have okay, you have the main event. I'll go straight to those two guys. You have Q Sanders. He's coming out of Triple Threat Headbangers Gym of the Capitol Heights area, being coached by Andrew Council. He's a
Okay,
dynamite. He's a dynamite amateur. I have him as the main event, and he's
okay,
going up against a kid by the name of Marquis Brown in the Headbangers Gym, which they have a phenomenal facility as well, and they're
okay,
led by Barry Hunter, also the coach Boogie. Is a phenomenal coach and dynamic duo as well. So the main event is really going to be an explosive fight. Um,
yes,
we also have a young lady, two young
okay,
ladies on this fight that out. It's going to be a few young lady fights, but one that's going to stand out. She's coming out of our gym. Her
okay,
name is we're going to be fighting Summer. And she's going to be a dynamite fight for the crowd to see. She's a young lady, and she's currently, I want to say Summer is currently 14 years old, and she has about 16 or 17 fights.
okay,
And and the lady that's fighting her, I have to give credit because Headbangers is took the fight with a young lady they
okay,
have named Shania, and it's
okay,
going to be a very good fight. That's going to be another standout, but not to of course, you don't want to leave out any of the kids because all of them want to have phenomenal fights. So I would have to go down the line and say, oh, this one and this one. So I'm only pointing out these kids because I know them personally. Personally, I'll get to
okay.
know the rest of them personally as time goes on, of course. But I know Summer personally. She's coming out of Enigma Boxing Gym down there. We with the Gary Russell family. She's a really dynamite fighter. And Shania, also, like I said, she's coming out of the Headbangers facility with Barry Hunter and them. She's really good.
Now, how are the matches determined when you sit down and you put a fight together between two upcoming fighters? How do you determine if it's a fair or equal match? How do you determine a good matchup, in your opinion?
That is an excellent question. Very much so, an excellent question. And when I say that, I mean that's an excellent question because the rules and regulations set for USA Boxing, they have an article which will be considered the Appendix F, which gives us a clear indication of individuals that can and can't fight each other based on weight. Now,
Okay,
I want to shed light on the boxing community for those that watch this, that will be watching us, and hopefully a lot of us. There is no more, as of 2 years ago, there is no more novice in open division. Now, what that did was that set a distinction between the amount of fights that an individual could have to fight another person. Now,
yes, it
that
did.
means that the novice division was always between 1 and 10 fights. You had to stay in that circumference to fight one another, and the
Yes, it
open
did.
division was 10 fighters or more. Now there is no more open or novice division. As long as two coaches agree,
Okay,
the fight can take place.
okay,
So when it comes to the amount of fights, that is no longer the factor. The underlying factors now, from Appendix F, and based on whether two fighters can fight, is based on weight
okay.
and
The
age.
the game has definitely changed from when I was boxing, man. It was the open novice junior, and the determining factor was the 10 and more fights. And
Yes, sir.
me as a young standout junior fighter, I couldn't get fights in the junior weight class. So my last when I turned 16, I had to fight an open fighter as a junior who ended up
Okay.
becoming the alternate in the 96 Olympics, Steve Carter. So
Okay.
I know I'm very familiar with the rules, man. But they changed, and Exhibit F and all that, brother. You broke it down. I like that, man. I'm impressed by how you broke down the qualifications of how fighters are determined to fight each other, and it's very informative for the coaches that who future coaches and fighters in the past in the future. So I definitely appreciate that knowledge, brother, myself, because I've been out the game for a while. So when I came back, they start talking these elite and all this other stuff. I was like, what the hell? It was open, novice, and junior. That was determining factors right there. But I understand now the game is changing and fighters are fighting less. That's why I'm so happy to see guys like you putting on shows, because fighters need to have fights. In order to be a good fighter, you need to be constantly fighting on a regular basis.
Absolutely, absolutely,
So
and that's one of the other factors too. I agree with that.
yes, indeed, brothers. And I appreciate it. And I just wanted to share that on you, brother. That I appreciate you for coming in and giving these young fighters experience, opposed
Yes,
to just being gym fighters. You know what I'm saying? Uh uh I asked a lot of these young guys, how many fights you got? These guys said they've been fighting since they was 9 years old. And I asked them how many fights. They got 60. I said, damn, I had 60 fights in 2 years.
right. They go. I mean, and one thing about this DMV area that this is the blessing to be able to be a part of this, because a lot of these fighters are picking and choosing like who they fight in regards
Right.
to, like, and they're not, and it's not fair because they don't get the true experience of an amateur fighter. When you have a good coach, they're gonna as coaches, we're going to protect our fighters always.
Yes,
We're
indeed.
never going to put them in a situation. It's almost like from like a biblical standpoint, if you want to take it that deep, you can almost take it that deep. We're not going to put you in a situation that you can't bear. A real coach won't. That's biblical. Like, thing, God won't put us in circumstances that we can't bear. As real
That's good.
coaches, we don't put our kids in situations that we say, "Oh man, we're gonna throw you in the jungle and just leave you there." No, we're gonna strategically help you, because when you win, we win. But there's always a lesson between us all. We never lose as coaches and students. We learn what to do better. But as a coach, we should know under certain circumstances what our fighter can and can't do. If we're
Facts.
training them and we're paying, like when you were fighting, brother, your coach knew exactly what you can do, so he should have knew who to put you up against
That's real
and
talk.
to make you better. So these are the experiences that I like to see these kids getting. So we're knocking down these borders with these fights that we're going to be presenting. Special Touch Promotions. We're going to
I
open
love
up
it.
the door and let these kids see who they really are.
I love it, brother. And I, I I can feel the energy from how passionate it is about it. You is for these young future warriors, man. That's up and coming, man.
Kings and queens.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, how does this event benefit the local community?
The local community can benefit from this.
We lost him. Just come bear with us for a second. Come back in when you're able to. We lost him for a second there. Bear with us, man, ladies and gentlemen. We have Coach J of Special Touch Promotions. Very informative information that this brother's giving. We just got him back. Yes, indeed.
Are you my back?
Yeah, I got you back, brother.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm not
indeed.
sure how that happened.
I don't either, brother.
Oh, my
Uh,
apologies. I
it's
apologize.
all
Your
good.
last question was, you asked me how do we benefit from the local community benefit.
Yes, indeed.
And brother, I was saying the local community benefits. That was a beautiful question, because I feel like the local community benefits by the unity that's provided, the safety and the comfort that they see in these shows. I
Yes,
like for
indeed.
the community to see. We're going to have a lot of individuals that have never been to these shows before, so the community can see that it's not like the gritty little when you think
Yeah,
about amateur fighting, because it's
right.
always that effect when you think about amateur fighting. But if you can see the beauty and the advancement and the development of the children, a lot of people will support. If they can say, "Oh, that kid was really good," and woo woo woo, and this is his future, but not knowing that this kid, because the background of boxing, a lot of kids have serious backgrounds. So when they're supporting somebody, sometimes they're supporting a child from a broken home that decided to do better, that didn't want it, but they didn't know that until they realized it as time went on. But what they did recognize was he had a strong form of determination to win. I like him. Where did it
Yes,
come from? when you look how deep it comes from, a lot of these kids got history.
Now, how can the local businesses get involved or support this event in the future? I know it's already popping now. If they are able still, are there any local business that can be involved? Yeah, and how can they get involved in supporting this event?
Well, ultimately, if they wanted to support this individual event itself, they could get on the website, beltwayboxing.com, and if it's for if they wanted to find themselves. We have a few sponsorship packages. We actually put the sponsorship packages out there late, brother. I'm not gonna lie. We decided as a team to see what we could do first before we ultimately reached out. Well, how much could we do for the kids before we reached out, and we turned around and the show was complete. God
Yes,
treated us that good. So,
that's amazing.
if the individuals wanted to get involved now, they still could. The president, Miss G, is still accepting sponsorships and things to that extent. And we are as a team. Um, Future events, I would say that would be more of a conversation that we like to have with individual people, because we're going to keep moving as a team. So we wanted to show individuals that we're willing to do everything on our own.
Yes,
Just to say,
indeed.
hey, we'll be there. That's a blessing. Just come on, because we'll keep doing it under those perspectives. Because if it's helping the kids, the president is all about helping the kids, and she has everybody on the team organized straight for the kids. We're going to keep moving for the kids. So
Yes,
anybody
indeed.
want to get involved, contact Mrs. G.
Okay. Um. What I'll do is if I'll leave I'll leave the website on here once it ends, as well as to be able to contact you guys individually if necessary.
Okay, cool. Absolutely.
Also, I will be giving out free plant-based protein powder for the winners as well, man. And I look forward to doing that for those young gladiators and, as you say, young kings and queens. I like that better.
Yes,
I
sir.
like kings and queens better, brother. Yes,
They are.
indeed.
That's what they are to us, young kings and queens, sir.
Yes,
They
yes,
are our future.
man. What are some of the marketing strategies are being used to promote this event?
Currently, as it stands, we ultimately have Facebook and Instagram. You can look up Special Touch Promotion on Facebook. You can look it up on Instagram. We also will be, we have, which we were blessed to have, as you can see, we have DJ Marky Mark, 93.9. He will be
Okay,
hosting an event, so you can kind of check 93.9 out. Every once in a while, he'll be giving a shout out for the event on that station as well. Um, and currently, that's just about all that we were able to obtain this go round.
yes,
Yet,
indeed.
hopefully, it gets greater as time goes on.
What are the future plans for this Beltway boxing extravaganza? What are the future plans? What can we expect in the future after this first event kicks off?
Well, you can expect to see us a lot from a lot of different perspectives in helping the youth. We are going to be bringing the Beltway boxing extravaganza around to potentially different cities and things like that. But it's always going to be in the name of uplifting the youth and bringing the city together from different areas all around different cities. Like we view every city that we in. Potentially, maybe we might go to the nation's capital next to see if we can get people to be comfortable to come there in a very well lit facility. But we're just going to continuously use the Beltway Boxing Extravaganza to bring individuals around in and around the circumference of our area together for the sake of growth, development, and our youth being strategically put in the forefront of the media for
Um,
positive.
yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, brother. How do you see this event evolving in the next 5 years?
Wow. To be honest, let me tell you what I see in the next 5 years. Every individual that's ever been great in the sport of boxing is going to come pay homage at some point to the event, because we're going to continuously put those individuals that were great in our area in the forefront. In the next 5 years, I think that we'll have everybody that was great, because we'll have a lot of great fighters in the building the first time. We're predicted to have Riddick Bowe and a few other individuals to be potentially coming, maybe. And if they do, ultimately that will be the future of the boxing beltway extravaganza. Also, it'll be bringing individual fighters that also once were in this position as a youth to come enjoy and watch the individuals that were in the position they were in grow and expand and become great fighters as well.
Yes, indeed. Now we're going to get down into the actual event itself.
Okay.
Where can they purchase tickets for this event on September the 14th?
Okay, it was two ways. They can go online, Beltway Boxing. They can go online to beltwayboxing.com, or you can come to the door and get your ticket at the door. We also have a pre-ticket. Then in a couple of places, it's a two-fold. You know, if you bring this ticket to the door, but it's hard to get it now. But if this ticket comes to the door with you, it's 25% off of this.
Okay.
And this was a ticket that we have in certain places. Some people were asking me to bring them to them. I want bring me 10 of them or bring me 5. Whatever the scenario is, that ticket right there, I'll bring it to an individual if they was to contact me. And that's a 25% off ticket for at the door for 2. You know, if you have other outside of that, be purchasing at the door and online.
Okay. Okay. So, but how is turnout? You think is going to sell out? We're going to have a sellout show.
Yeah, I believe so, brother. I'm predicting a very good turnout. As it stands right now, the verbal aspect of it has been that turnout is, you know, like when I say the verbal aspect, like individuals saying, "I'm coming, I'll be there, I'll be there."
Yeah, yeah.
That's been a blessing. It's just, you know, for a person just
Yes,
to have
indeed.
that in their heart and their spirit and want to even just to join and watch these kids is what it's all about, actually, because the reward is in, for us, the reward was the action. You know,
Yes, indeed.
financially, when everything takes place, okay, you know, we get an opportunity to whatever, but the reward is the actual event itself to
Yes,
us.
indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Man, you definitely giving the energy and pushing it out there, man. You got a very uplifting, high, positive spirit. I feel it. You know,
Thank you, brother.
I'm on that. You know, energy. So I see that energy is very high vibrational, brother. So definitely you're well loved, as I can see when I post and tag your name to the post. A lot of brothers be jumping in, showing love, man, to you, man. So, and I seen some well-respected fighters that I remember growing up as youngins on there commenting as well. So,
Yeah.
I think you're gonna do well, brother. Also, give your shout outs to whoever you want to give to, man, before we go off air, brother. If you want to, you got any shout outs or plug-ins?
Okay. No, first and foremost, the first shout out that we all give out always goes to God, you know, for being able to have lungs to use and eyes to see and hear. So we give God his first. And then, you know, we go to my team. And I thank God for my team. They did an excellent job. You know, Miss G and the administrators and everybody that we have they did Darius and we have a team of individuals. They did I mean, that they showed me that as the individuals that come together, like-minded individuals come together, you can accomplish anything.
Yes, indeed.
If that's what you want to do, if you put God first and you come together in a like-minded scenario, you can accomplish anything.
Yes, right.
We didn't see half of what we have going on right now, but at the end of the day, everything that they put in front of us, God prepared us for it, and we were able to push through. So I would have to give my shout out to my team, God, and everybody, including yourself, that also gave me an opportunity to express how I felt and to give the uplifting and the flowers to my team.
Yes, indeed, brother. I appreciate you, man, for putting this show together, man. Ladies and gentlemen, it was an honor and a pleasure to have no other than Coach J of no other than Special Touch Promotions. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you on September the 14th at the PG Sports and Learning Center.
Yes.
Land, what is it's now called? What is it? It's not called Landover. It's called what
Yeah, Landover, Maryland.
it's still Landover, Maryland. Okay, because you know how they just switching up the thing. Okay, Landover, Maryland. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor and a pleasure to have this brother on here. We hope to see y'all. We will see y'all. We don't hope, we will see y'all on September the 14th.
Yes,
The
sir.
second win, sports media. Peace.
Get ready for the Beltway Boxing Extravaganza on September 14th at the Sports and Learning Complex in Landover, Maryland. Witness talented amateur boxers in action, showcasing their skills and passion in the ring. Doors open at 4 p.m. with the first bout at 5 p.m. Special guest appearances by local talent. Don't miss this electrifying event. Reserve your seats now and be part of a night filled with excitement and unforgettable moments. Contact Special Touch Promotions at www.beltwayboxing.com.
This episode has been brought to you by Raw Vegan Plant-Based Protein Powder, the undisputed champion of plant-based protein powder. I got mine. It's time for you to get yours. Visit rawvegan.com.